Celebrity weddings often come with a lot of glitz and glamour. There are enormous venues, expensive designer outfits, and famous faces in every corner. People expect cameras flashing, grand entrances, and moments that look like they belong in a movie. But when Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco tied the knot on September 27, 2024, in the Golden Hills of Santa Barbara, they chose a different path. Their wedding, though attended by well-known friends, wasn't about showing off. Instead, it was intimate, emotional, and centered on celebrating love rather than making headlines. One of the most memorable parts of the day came during their first dance. Most couples opt for a slow romantic waltz, something gentle and soft, but Selena and Benny flipped that idea entirely. They kicked off their shoes, stepped onto the carpeted dance floor, and performed a lively routine they had practiced together. It wasn't stiff or overly polished. It was playful, heartfelt, and full of energy. Their performance drew inspiration from classic films like Dirty Dancing and Grease. There were spins, dips, playful gestures, and bursts of laughter. At one point, Benny even attempted the famous lift from Dirty Dancing, and the crowd erupted with cheers. Friends like Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran couldn't take their eyes off them. Every glance, every smile, every couple completely at ease in their own world. The energy in the room reflected their genuine connection, and it was impossible not to feel the joy they were sharing. That lively start set the tone for the rest of the evening. Rather than focusing on formalities or traditions, the celebration was relaxed and full of fun. It wasn't about perfection. It was about enjoying a day that felt authentic and meaningful. The ceremony took place on a private estate surrounded by rolling hills, far away from the noise and chaos of city life. The location offered a peaceful, beautiful backdrop where guests could truly relax and immerse themselves in the moment. Around 170 people were invited, each with a special place in the couple's lives. The day was full of laughter, happy tears, and emotional moments. When it came time to exchange vows, Selena struggled to hold back her tears. Benny's words brought her to tears, yet she smiled through the emotion. Many guests said that almost everyone in attendance was crying. It wasn't just romantic, it felt deeply real. The night before the wedding, Selena and Benny hosted a rehearsal dinner that reflected their personalities. Instead of a formal fancy menu, they served Thai food, a nod to their early dates spent at a small Thai restaurant. This thoughtful touch showed how much they valued the memories of their journey together. The dinner wasn't just a meal. It was a celebration of the beginnings of their love. Benny's hands-on approach also caught people's attention. While many celebrity couples rely entirely on professional planners, he wanted the wedding to feel personal. He took charge of the design and decoration, focusing on comfort and creativity rather than luxury or extravagance. The space he created was cozy and inviting. Velvet couches were arranged in corners where guests could sit and chat. Soft rugs and warm tones covered the floors, and candles gave off a soft, romantic glow. The setting felt elegant without being overdone, with every element chosen to reflect the couple's style. The design was a blend of modern and artistic, warm and approachable. Clearly a mix of both Selena and Benny's tastes. One of the most charming aspects of the evening was its casual vibe. Benny, who is known for preferring to go barefoot, spent most of the night without shoes, and soon many guests followed suit. By the end of the evening, people were laughing, dancing freely, and enjoying themselves in a way that made the celebration feel more like a family gathering than a high-profile event. Every decision, from the barefoot dancing to the laughter-filled moments and food choices, told a story about who they are as a couple. They weren't trying to impress anyone. They wanted the day to feel honest, relaxed, and full of love. The love in the room was palpable. It didn't matter who wore what or which celebrities were in attendance. What mattered was the connection between people, the joy in their faces, and the happiness in the atmosphere. The mix of laughter, music, and the golden glow of the sunset created an unforgettable scene. Selena and Benny's wedding was more than just a ceremony. It was an experience that reflected their story. Their quirky first dance, the heartfelt vows, and the casual, joyful spirit of the night all made it clear that this was a celebration of real love. By the end of the evening, guests weren't talking about designer gowns or expensive decorations. They were talking about how genuinely happy the couple looked. The celebration sent a clear message. Love doesn't need to be perfect or follow tradition to be beautiful. Floral arrangements were another example of their thoughtful approach. The flowers were arranged in shades of deep red, soft white, and warm brown, giving the venue a romantic yet natural feel. Nothing felt excessive or overdone. Instead of towering displays, the arrangements were understated, complementing the space and adding to the warmth. Candles lined the tables and walkways, casting a golden glow that flickered gently as the night went on. Every detail was chosen to make guests feel welcome, comfortable, and part of something genuine. In the end, Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco's wedding wasn't just about a perfect Instagram moment. It was about love, connection, and authenticity. Every dance, every laugh, and every tear showed a couple who were completely themselves, celebrating in a way that felt real, heartfelt, and unforgettable. The wedding decor perfectly reflected Selena and Benny's personalities. Elegant, grounded, and full of meaning. Guests like Taylor Swift, Selena's lifelong friend, and Ed Sheeran one of Benny's closest collaborators, seemed completely at ease. Unlike many Hollywood events, the atmosphere wasn't stiff or formal. Instead, it felt relaxed and genuine, as if everyone had gathered for a close friend's backyard party rather than a star-studded celebration. Of course, the guest list reminded everyone of the couple's place in pop culture. Global icons were in attendance, yet the focus remained on the couple. Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran gave heartfelt speeches that had everyone laughing one moment and tearing up the next. Paris Hilton shared smiles with friends. Paul Rudd cracked jokes near the bar, and Steve Martin, who had once co-starred with Selena, chatted easily with her family. Even with so many well-known names present, it was clear the day was about celebrating Selena and Benny, not the fame surrounding them. Guests described the wedding as calm and joyful. There were no strict schedules or forced smiles for the cameras, just people genuinely enjoying themselves. Laughter replaced formalities, and the focus stayed on the moments that truly mattered. Selena, admired for her sense of style, wore several stunning Ralph Lauren gowns throughout the day. For the ceremony, she chose a timeless dress that was elegant without being flashy, striking the perfect balance between classic and graceful. Simple makeup and minimal accessories let her natural beauty shine. Later at the reception, she changed into a lighter, flowing gown that moved effortlessly as she danced, capturing the joy of the evening in every twirl. Benny complimented her perfectly in a custom-tailored suit, looking sharp but comfortable. As the night went on, though, the formality faded. Jackets came off, ties loosened, and shoes disappeared. The celebration shifted into something spontaneous and carefree, exactly what the couple had envisioned. What made this wedding so remarkable was its personal feel. Nothing seemed staged or planned just for appearances. Selena and Benny wanted a celebration that was true to them, fun, lively, and full of music. A friend later noted that their happiness was contagious. Watching them together made it impossible not to smile. After their unforgettable first dance, the energy stayed high. The DJs played a mix of old-school pop, indie favorites, and even Latin songs honoring Selena's Mexican roots. Within minutes, the dance floor was full. Guests joined in with abandon, singing, laughing, and dancing without hesitation. Status didn't matter. Everyone was caught up in the moment, sharing in the couple's joy. The night flowed naturally, without a strict timetable. There were impromptu karaoke sessions, late-night snacks passed around on trays, and people lounging on couches, chatting until the early hours. The barefoot theme continued, and by midnight, nearly everyone had kicked off their shoes. It created a sense of freedom and connection, a chance to let go of the pressures of the outside world and simply be present. When it came time to cut the wedding cake, Selena and Benny kept things playful. The cake was a mix of traditional and modern flavors, layers of vanilla, chocolate, and an unexpected twist that guests couldn't stop talking about. Instead of slicing it neatly, they fed each other pieces by hand, laughing as frosting smeared on their faces. It was a small, joyful moment that captured the tone of the entire evening. Real love, real laughter, and no pretense. In an era when celebrity weddings often feel like publicity stunts, this celebration felt entirely different. It was elegant and beautiful, yes, but it wasn't about impressing anyone. Every detail, from the Thai food the night before to the barefoot dancing, reflected who Selena and Benny are as people. For the guests, the barefoot dancing became more than a fun gimmick. It symbolized freedom, honesty, and joy. It was about shedding expectations, letting go of the pressures that come with fame, and simply enjoying the moment. Watching Selena and Benny laugh and spin together reminded everyone that love should feel easy, natural, and joyful. As the night wound down, nobody seemed ready to leave. Groups lingered on rugs and couches, talking softly under the fading lights. Some shared stories about the couple, while others simply absorbed the calm after a long, joyful day. One guest called it the most enjoyable wedding they had ever attended. Another marveled at how a high-profile event could still feel so intimate and meaningful. Selena and Benny's wedding will be remembered not just for the celebrity guests or the beautiful location, but for its honesty. What made it unforgettable was how real it felt. Two people in love creating a day that reflected exactly who they are. They didn't follow tradition or try to please the public. Instead, they crafted something personal and genuine. It wasn't about perfection or publicity. It was about feeling, connection, and joy. They showed that the most memorable moments come from letting go, taking your partner's hand, and dancing like no one is watching. For everyone who witnessed that first barefoot dance full of laughter, music, and pure happiness, the memory will linger. Even after the last song played and the candles burned out, the warmth of the night stayed with everyone, a lasting reminder that sometimes the simplest gestures, when filled with love and authenticity, create the most unforgettable memories.